That refresh you've been putting off until the right deal came along? It's here! Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale is happening now, so you can finally get the style you've been waiting for less. Get up to 80% off area rugs and up to 60% off outdoor and bedroom furniture. Shop Wayfair's huge selection of styles and find the piece to fit your style, budget, and space. Plus, free shipping. Black Friday in July ends July 27th. Shop today at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Looking for a home that keeps you connected to Silicon Valley without the usual barriers to entry? The Gates in Morgan Hill by City Ventures is a walkable neighborhood near downtown restaurants, outdoor trails, and an easy commute to the Bay Area. It's a small town setting with access to major career hubs. Every home is all electric with buyer-owned solar included. With limited availability, now's the time to take a closer look. Discover your new home at cityventures.com. That's cityventures.com.
Welcome to episode 434 of In Touch with iOS, the show that the podcast that keeps you connected to the ever-changing Apple ecosystem. I'm your host, Dave Ginsburg. Each week we break down the latest news, updates, tips, and hidden features across iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac, Vision Pro, and Apple TV. And with insights from experts, friends, and the Apple community, because here we read the release notes, so you don't have to. So, thanks for being here this week. We have a great panel.
Oh, I'm doing great. I got to mow the lawn today without it being 7,000 degrees, so
and,
very
we'll
pleased
see
with
who's
it.
here. Oh, first off is Jill McKinley. How you doing, Jill?
I'm good. I'm just saying hello to the chat room. Yep, I'm here.
That's good.
Good to see you.
Also here is Chuck Joyner. How you doing, Chuck?
So if I get to mow the lawn day is a good day, what is a bad day for you,
Marty
Jill?
Jencius. How you doing, Marty?
Doing it when it's 96 degrees and 453 smoke. That's a bad day.
Oh, that's the day where you just don't mow.
Yeah. I'm doing great. I have no mowing issues whatsoever.
Good. Always a good day.
Well, that's a good thing.
You know, I keep trying to find a bookshelf.
And also here is Eric
I'll
Bolden.
get a background
this week.
eventually.
Looks like seeing something in the background.
There is a nice blooming tree in the picture over there, but it's in progress.
All right.
The blooming or the picture?
Yes.
Yeah, I see that. It looks like it, but
I'm doing all right, and I'm feeling like
last but not least, Jeff Gamet is
lack of luck finding the kind of background he needs means I should just draw something so it's out there for anyone that needs the background.
That is right. So before we get started, I wanted to make sure I had this in the bottom of the news, but I wanted to talk about it at the top of the show here. If anybody didn't know, John C. Dvorak, he was pretty amazing and kind of funny and quite the curmudgeon tech journalist. He was with PC Mag. He was on all kinds of podcasts. He was with Leo Laporte on Twitter. He did the No Agenda show.
Adam Curry.
With
Harry, yeah.
What was it? Adam, I can't remember his last name. But Adam Curry, that's it. The Podfather. How could I forget? So for many decades, and he was on recently. He was on the No Agenda show, and he had a lot of unpopular comments. He was quite the curmudgeon, and had falling outs with lots of people. All he was a big Mac basher, but overall, he was always it was a staple of that column in PC Mag for many, many, many years. People would read all the time. So yeah, kind of sad. He was 80 years old, from what I'm reading here, and yeah, kind of sad day that somebody in our world here in the tech industry has passed on. So I just wanted
Chuck,
to mention that. Anybody have any
we're
memories?
probably the two people that dealt with him in person, right?
I met him once. Yes. And John was, I had a love-hate relationship with John that he didn't even know about, because It used to drive me crazy because he was as Dave said, an Apple basher to the first degree.
Yeah.
And then eventually, the more I read and the more things he did that came into my sphere, I realized that it wasn't just Apple. He bashed everybody. You know, he was a true curmudgeon. And then when I got to love him, he did a show of his own it was not Twit, it was something just his, and I can't for the life of me remember it. And it was relatively short run, but it was like 30 minutes long, and it was video at a time when video was not what it is now by any means. And that's when I came to realize, because he would bash the daylights out of people, but he would do it with this little glint in his eye, and it's like, okay, I got it. This is your shtick, and you do it so well that you've convinced me that I really shouldn't like you. And so I really, when I saw this, I was really, really sad, because I have not listened to the one he does with Adam Curry for a while, just because there's only so much time. But yeah, it is a real loss to the community for anybody that's been around for a while. But Jeff, how about you? That was my experience. What was yours?
He was quite a character. And when you met him in person, he always made an impression. And then it was up to you to decide what kind of impression that was. And I typically encountered him at other media events, or at like special meetings at conferences or after hours, like different companies. They would do like a mini press junket in the evening. Everyone get together for dinner, and we're going to show you all our new products, sort of things. And he'd show up, and he never, ever just came in. He always would come in a little bit late, make a grand entrance, disrupt the whole thing, and make a point to go around and say hi to everyone, and the people that he, and for those of you that are just listening, I'm air quoting, didn't like, he would make a point of saying something, tongue in cheek, mean to them. But it was never like he genuinely didn't like anyone. It was just this persona that he had. And I felt like John was always at these events playing the character of John C. Dvorak. And I mean, love him or hate him, he played his character very well.
To the point you didn't know it was a character.
Yeah. But when you met him and you're like, oh, I get, the first time that I met him, I was like, oh, what a jerk. I do not want to meet this guy, but whatever. and then I'm like, oh, he's actually really clever. He knows how to play this game.
Yeah. Yeah, and my memories are just because I was always into watching Leo and on Twit, and then of course on Tech TV, and he was on with him when Tech TV was around. He had his own show on there. I forgot the name of it as well, but it came from ZDNet when they were on there too, and then they were on the radio together. That's when they started. They both met each other, so they had quite the falling out. And as years progressed, but I'm sure Leo did some sort of dedication to him, because that he was quite the pundit and quite the person in the computer and in the community.
I was going to say, all of you talk at MacStock about all these people that you knew from Macworld and these Mac conferences, and I'm in the Windows world. So I knew him, and I bought his book on telecommunications and CNET and ZDNet, and so I was, and I listened to his podcast with Adam Curry, and it's just kind of interesting to me because people who wrote books and magazine articles for like PC Magazine and stuff weren't real human beings until I met Jeff, and then I said, "Oh, there really are book authors who write these computer books." But it was I was really shocked because you just I guess I didn't realize how old he was, But you're like, yeah, I've been reading for him for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know if that
It
age
says
is right.
80.
I think it's
He was born in
74,
46.
I go up to get weird numbers. I think they had him. He was born in 52, and I don't know what that's the math. So it's 46. Okay, so different places, wrong numbers, but I'll go by that because I'm sure.
He was one of the people I started listening to when I started following tech stuff back in,
John,
tech media. Really, in terms of audio or even visual stuff, like podcasts back in 2000, early 2000s, and always saw him as sort of like the dark side of whatever conversation was going to go on. But it forced you to think about it in all sorts of different ways other than just the singular light side that you're getting. So,
yeah. Nice.
Before we move on, I want to make sure I should give a shout out to the chat room tonight at youtube.com/intouchbyios. We have a Wither Bucket as always there. We always appreciate you being here every week. And we also have Brian 8944, our pal Brian. Good to see you there as well. And a couple others out in that chat room. Glad you're with us today. So let's go ahead and move on to In Touch with the Vision Pro. Just one story I wanted to really talk about was just the beta release this week. The visionOS 27 beta came out for developers. It's for testing purposes, of course, and it's only 2 weeks after the previous beta. And you go into the settings app and do the updates. It didn't introduce the SAI, the smarter, more capable version of the S person that is similar in capabilities to smartbots like ChatGPT and Claude. On the Vision Pro, S-Lady can answer questions about anything that the wearer is looking at, and there's also a new Sheila, I'll call it this time, orb that
yes,
can be placed.
I love the animation
in anywhere where there's visual space.
Really enjoyable.
Eric, have you tried this? I have not tried
an orb that responds to what you're saying. I just feel like I'm in a sci-fi show all the time. Really, the only issue I have is as soon as I say her name, the different devices in my house aren't used to excluding each other, so I get an answer from one, and a few minutes later, there's something else, and it's just sort of a cascading. Yeah, I've heard that before. But once that all gets smoothed out, it really is an enjoyable way to interact with Siri.
Yeah, I've played with it. Obviously, there was a lot of fixes in this developer beta, just a lot, and cannot run down too much of them, but in particular the Palm status bar, because we have a new status bar with 27, and there were some differences in terms of battery registration in it, and that's been fixed. Mac Virtual Display no longer disconnects instead of resuming the session when you put the headset on, so that's kind of cool for folks that are working. And then there were 15 or more Siri fixes. I'm sorry, I said it. SAI fixes in this build. So they're really paying attention to it on the device. So, yeah, there's just a lot if you go through the developer notes and can interpret them, things that they've corrected.
Yeah. Yep. I put the link to the developer notes as well, or in the show notes. But yeah, it was quite a change. We were all really surprised. How many new things were in and fixes and such, because usually we're reporting it's like nothing to talk about. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to beta this week. Apple did seed the 4th beta of iOS 27 as well as iPadOS 27 to developers. You'll be able to download, and also the public beta is, I believe beta 2 of the public version is out as well. Of course, the Apple Intelligence features we talked about, and the SAI, I finally got it working on my iPhone 16 17E, but haven't had time to play with it. But at least it's there now. I know how I can start doing it now. But I'm telling you, as everybody's been saying and talking about in the media, this is going to be kind of quite a game changer for Apple, because it doesn't. We've never really had to experience that. We've always had to go to the others to get our AI. But once it gets out in the mainstream, I'm going to be curious to see where that goes.
On my iPad.
Who's on beta? Marty
and Jill too.
God, no, that's a production machine.
Is Jeff on beta too? Really? Oh,
I have everything except this Mac Mini, which I produce videos with, on beta.
I was going to say.
Wow.
I've been, I had it make a shortcut for me. I've done some photo editing on my phone. Everything on the phone's great. The phone is faster. It feels like the battery's just as good. I tried the S Lady a few times. I tried it in CarPlay, and it kept saying, well, I can't connect. And so I didn't have a very good CarPlay experience, and I don't know why. But I'll try it again. But everything, I like I said, the photo stuff, the different perspectives, it really saves a photo that you thought, oh gosh, this was like this close to being a great photo, and now you can change it. But I enjoyed making shortcuts with the AI, and it's been really good. So, I mean, as we all know, I'm just starting. I said at MacStock, I had just started making shortcuts the week before MacStock, and I don't know a lot, and I'm learning as it makes it too. So, so far, it's great.
I had actually the same problem that Jill had with CarPlay. And the initial beta that came out, maybe beta 3, I didn't have any problems with CarPlay. It actually performed really well, and I was surprised. And then when I upgraded, as it does happen with betas, things get broken along the way. And I think the CarPlay thing was broken because I was getting the same error message that Jill was, that they're having a hard time connecting. And tried it. And they say, try us later on. Well, I tried it later on, and I still had problems with connecting. So that was a little frustrating that way. But, that's the journey that betas give you.
Yeah.
It's... Yeah.
And now, how about
this might sound
Jeff? How's bad,
but it's really not.
Absolutely.
It is shockingly unremarkable. And to me, that's absolutely fantastic. It just simply works. Everything is fine. They do these updates, and I keep looking for the thing that's broken now, and I'm not finding it. It just keeps working. And I'm standing by my statement I made after the initial developer beta was released, after the WWDC keynote, that dev beta is more stable, more reliable, and more responsive than the current release of 26.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I finally, I said, okay, fine, I'll put it on my iPad.
Other things you want to add to that?
I'm not willing to put it on my phone yet,
Yeah,
but I really want to.
And
in
don't do it in the audience.
In photos, identification of what you're looking at is significantly better and faster. So if you bring up a flower or an insect, it pops up right away. So I don't know if it's doing some of the identification in the background, because you can also search for particular types of plants or insects as well. So I think the indexing they're doing in the background also works for the identifying, because you hit the picture, you say, what is it? Pops up on the screen. There's no little delay time. I really appreciate that. And then the one thing I really wanted to do was to be able to look at a picture of a flower and then give me a description so that I know what the colors are of the flower, because I can't always tell. And now it gives good answers for that. As well as warning you that, hey, it might make mistakes, so be cautious and check. So it's good.
Okay. Us not wanting to mention Siri. I got to fix this. But Witherbrook, it says that seeing Siri, never saying, I think he meant, never sets off my iPhone. But most random words that sound like it activate the command with just we've all
I got in a fight with Alexa.
Hey, I didn't say
lady
anything
this week
and I just walked away from the mic.
because I was sitting downstairs and it was talking, and I said, "What are you doing?" And it said, "Well, I'm doing the news report you wanted." And I said, "I didn't ask for a news report." "Well, sure you did. It must have been a misheard." I'm like, "Dude, I'm downstairs. I'm not even up here." And it was fighting me. And I'm like, "I don't know what you heard, but not me." So someday we're gonna have S-lady fights.
The new Alexa the ones that has the Alexa Plus is I have long conversations with her.
Get in a fight with
just to be funny, and it's pretty incredible that it just keeps going and going. So yeah. So but anyway, let's go ahead and move on real quick. You have watchOS 27 beta 4 is out as well, and really not much to say other than Apple Intelligence additions, and Liquid Glass is updated. It has improved legibility. So Workout Buddy works on the Apple Watch even when the iPhone isn't nearby. Without Buddy also gains new metrics like progressive increases to distance, pace, or duration. And then added a all-in-one Find My app with support for precision finding, and there's performance optimizations to improve battery life. Well, that's a plus with the watch, because there's always complaints of it being battery drained. I mean, I'm usually down about 50% by the end of the night, by the end of the day, and when I go to bed. But I just don't like wearing. And some of you, I don't think are the same like me. I just don't like wearing my watch in bed to sleep, and so. It's so good to see some things that are being added, because a lot of times, every time we talk about it, it's a non-event. But speaking of non-event is tvOS. I don't think there's very much else there is there. They do have very few new features, but it does have a redesigned podcast app for options for larger text and a more responsive control center. AirPlaying to an Apple TV from another Apple device is faster, because it always was slow. And apps and animations are smoother. And you can also get AppleCare coverage into details in the settings app. What a surprise, because Apple's been pushing that like crazy, if anybody didn't notice, right? So it's been quite crazy when it comes to that. So and then we're still sporting the beta for 26.6 and 20 for iPad and iPhone and iOS, iPadOS and visionOS and all the OSs, watchOS, tvOS. It's a release candidate, so I would anticipate we'll probably see a final release next week. Wouldn't be surprised if it includes some security bugs and fixes, and then there will go again with in the enterprise work. Another update to do. Just never ends. But we always should be updating, so that's going to be out as well. Beta 4 in the Mac, in touch with Mac. You have beta 4 for macOS 27. That's Golden Gate, or Big Bridge, as Jeff fondly calls it. And one of the cool things I found out was that it's got the liquid glass opacity has been improved, and then they added a brand new background where it's actually the waves are hitting the rocks in the bay for the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's kind of cool actually. Like, I just updated my Mac Mini last night, and I was like, oh wow, that is pretty cool, and saw that. So and of course all the AI stuff we've been talking about is in it as well. You also can get onto the SAI and get past conversations, and on the newer Macs you can customize the voice. And there is an AI photo editing tool in the Photos app, AI tab organization in Safari. So AI everywhere. So you do have some of the updates for that as well. And then you've got the Tahoe 26.6 release candidate for Mac as well. Then you've got some other couple things here. This was kind of interesting. There was a bit of malware that was found on Mac. It was called the Click Lock malware. Coaxes users to giving up passwords. This was from security firm Group IB. They identified this as a new piece of macOS malware in the wild that pressures users into surrendering their passwords via a barrage of fake system prompts. It's dubbed Click Lock Stealer, that the malware needs to no exploits and no elevated privileges to work. That's scary. Instead, it attacks depends on the victim passing a command line through terminal to run it. And it says Group IB did not directly observe how victims are lured into passing the command, but based on the script's behavior, the firm believes that it serves through a fake click fix page posing as a Cloudflare check or browser verification step. Oh boy. And then such pages instruct visitors to copy a command and
they fall for it because
to the verification
they simply don't know.
Why do people fall for this stuff?
I mean,
for
us, it's like who would
ahead,
ever
Jeff.
be so crazy as to copy something like that, launch terminal, put it in the terminal, and run it?
Right.
For someone, I mean, Jeff, I agree with you. For someone who doesn't know computers, that copy and paste and running through terminal probably feels like it's really fixing something to them.
Sure. Yeah.
And then they fall into that trap.
It is fixing something. It's fixing something for the bad guys.
Yeah, I know that, but
yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, exactly. Apple has already updated the macOS to try to defend against this class of attack before it can get underway. Tahoe 26.4 had added a warning that appeared when the user attempts to paste a command into the terminal from a website or website chat or message and blocks the paste until the user reviews it. And the Opera browser actually also recently added that similar feature. But in cases where macOS detects known malware, the paste is blocked outright with no override. Still, should never be going in the terminal and pasting things. You don't know what you're doing. Please don't do it. So I found that to be interesting. And then this was kind of interesting on a Mac here too. Is this Apple secret? Oh hell, I'm saying it. Siri, Siri interface buried in macOS beta, and Apple appears to have tested a hidden popover interface for SAI for in the macOS 27 Golden Gate beta that surfaces writing tools and contextual actions whenever the user selects some texts. It was spotted by a bunch of members of the Reddit, the macOS beta community. The floating icon appears at the top left of the selected text, expanding when the pointer hovers over the compact popover of the tools and actions. So it's currently offering rewrite, proofread, and how does this sound? And edit with S-Lady, plus options for creating key points and summarizing text. The contextual actions are based on the content selected, including things like adding context to contact details, composing a message, emailing, creating calendar events, showing locations of maps, and so on and so on. So it's disabled by default in the beta 3 and public beta 1, but they found it you could switch it on through a private feature.
Yeah, just copy this text and paste it into terminal.
Terminal commands.
What could possibly go wrong?
Don't use terminal to turn these things on. Yeah. It's a.
I feel like we should just say if you don't know what you're doing in the terminal, don't take anybody's word for it. Just don't open it. And obviously, you can go to reputable sources and see, but still don't trust it blindly because you can really mess up your machine real quick if you're not careful.
Right.
Seems cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to try it.
Yeah, I am playing with it right now. Yep. As you were talking about the story, I went into my notes, opened up some notes that I had written, and then highlighted them. And sure enough, SAI little icon shows up at the top. And if you click on it, it gives you the offer. Do you want to edit this with SAI? So.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, that was some of In Touch with Mac this week. Let's get into some of the other topics. This has been a big story all week. I figure we had to talk about it here as well. Apple is potentially winding down the iPhone upgrade program. There's a report out. Apple will reportedly launch a new Apple upgrade leasing program next week as we record here. As part of that, the company is reportedly going to plan to wind down its existing iPhone upgrade program. Apple had touted its iPhone upgrade program as the easiest way to upgrade to a new iPhone. You just made monthly payments, and then you had the options to get a new phone after 12 months. It was powered by Citizens One with 0% financing. Separately, Apple has what is simply calling iPhone payments, Apple iPhone payments, that is backed by Citizens One that'll let you finance the phone over 24 months, but no built-in upgrade option. So. This came from Bloomberg's, of course, the Gurmanator, Mark Gurman, that said that Apple will discontinue enrollments for its current iPhone payment programs as part of the upgrade launch, and that iPhone upgrade program and standard financing, according to the report, will be gone. One key difference is this new program. The new old program did include AppleCare. The old one, the old one didn't, but the new one will not. So let's talk about it a little bit. I mean, I've been in the iPhone upgrade program since its inception. It's got to be 10 years at least, maybe more. And it's been great for me because I always like to get a new iPhone every year. And so I'm definitely going to have to explore some other options. I know, Chuck, you were into it, and then you got out of it last year because you had so many
that doesn't mean that I have a sour
buying it,
taste in
and
my
you
mouth
gave
for
up.
it. It was a great
What is your
program.
thoughts on it?
I liked it. And the thing is, one of the big reasons I got out of it, not just the difficulties you're talking about, but also I started to think maybe I'd like to update my secondary phone. And that meant keeping maybe this year's if and when I get the next one. So I figured, okay, time to back out. And it's fine because it looks like we're going to have some different options going forward. But it's also kind of nice just to know that there's no question about it. I own the phone. The one other thing, there was only one thing that went wrong with the program for me, other than the challenges of buying the one last year. And that was that depending on when Apple actually delivered or made available the new phone, sometimes you would be under contract and sometimes you would be out of contract by a month. And so I found myself having at times, if I wanted to get the new phone, I'd have to buy out the old contract for an extra month. And that just always kind of bugged me because I would have thought that AT&T would have worked with Apple a little bit to say, if this person is going to a new phone, let's do something and not ding them. So yeah, that was another reason that I kind of left the program because now I'm free to roam and do whatever I want with whatever carrier I want. So again, I think it's too bad in a lot of ways. In some other ways, there are going to be some other replacements coming.
Yeah, it's interesting. I always thought it was carrier free. You could buy the because I would buy the phone through Apple. I mean, I would have to declare the carrier, but I wasn't locked to T-Mobile. I mean, I've been a T-Mobile customer for over 10 years. So, but any phone that I'd stop using, it was always unlocked. I would if I wanted to go on Mint or any other carrier, I could.
AT&T had some requirements that you had to be within
then I would.
So long in the contract before they would let, even if I was maintaining the contract, I still had to be in the contract for so long before I could unlock the phone. which is through Apple. So it was AT&T's requirement. But,
so you bought it
and again, look,
AT&T
I get it.
directly
From a business perspective, it's a great way to keep somebody from buying a new phone and then jumping ship on the carrier. So I respect the idea. I don't respect the choice that it didn't give me. So I left.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't
You're on mute, Marty.
Anybody else have any comments about this? Was anybody else in there?
I have been probably on every phone program you can think of, from getting it through AT&T and standing in line outside the AT&T store. When they switched it over to Apple, I got tired of the kind of overlay that, Chuck was talking about with having to pay off a couple of months until you can be eligible to getting the upgrade. That happened with that. Then there was the Apple kind of financed version that you could get through them, but it was financed through someone else. And I've just now switched to just buying it outright so I don't have to deal with it. I found myself getting on a contract for a period of time, and it was like, okay, you're going to pay $150 a month or whatever. And then it was like, I'm just going to send them $500 and get it over with, or, pay it off sooner than not. So now I just buy it outright.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm ready for a new one. And I did,
Jeff,
when I was on AT&T for a while, I did the upgrade program through them. And it was great for a while because they didn't care when the new phone came out from Apple. If there's an overlap of a couple months, they're always like, yeah, that's fine, no problem. We'll send you the new phone, and you send us the old one back. And I would, and they did that like 3 or 4 times, and then they said, no, we've decided we want you to pay us for all of the extra months for all of the old phones. So you need to give us like $700, and then we'll let you get a new phone. And that was the point where it's like, and we're done with this forever. Screw you guys. And then I switched to just buying the phone outright, which I don't like having to shell out all that money up front. But the peace of mind of knowing I didn't have to deal with any of the crap that went along with the, contract weird stuff. But I never did Apple's upgrade program because by the time I decided, I should try this out, I was already on Mint, and you can't do it. You have to sign up for a phone on the 3 big carriers. And I'm just, I wasn't going to do that. Anyhow, I'm part of Team Marty.
Right.
Buy your phone outright and call it good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I may start. Again, the 18 probably is going to be a lot more expensive. That's the only bad part. But I might keep this one.
You totally keep that.
A few people on this panel bitch about the orange color, but I might.
You should cut some holes in it and put a candle behind it and put it on your front porch October 31st.
Yeah, that's right.
It looks so nice with the birds.
Oh, nice.
Oh gosh. Couple comments from the chat. Web Bixby, good to see you. He says it will be interesting what the Klarna will handle this new upgrade program. I would probably agree with that. It's probably something that it's going to be a lot different than Citizens Bank, Citizens One, whatever that is.
I need
what
to
do people think about the Klarna
rectify something that I said wrong on Chuck's show, so we'll do it here. I misread the article about the Klarna program thing, and I thought AppleCare was included.
All right.
With the lease program, And I was thinking, wow, you've got the lease, you can upgrade every year. It comes with AppleCare. This is a pretty good deal.
Right.
Turns out I misread that. AppleCare is not included. So you're paying for that separately. And that totally changed the math for me. And, if you're someone who really, really, really wants the new phone every single year and you want to finance it, so to speak, okay, this is probably the best option for you. Otherwise, I'm feeling like it's not going to be that good of a deal for some people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's also Brian asked. Brian also said,
"Will this require?"
I'll be interested to see if any of the MVNOs will participate.
A contract,
they will,
like the current program does. I haven't read anything about that yet. So if it's something where it's like, yeah, this is just a lease thing,
right?
Whatever plan you want to be on, that's fine. Okay, now it suddenly becomes more enticing again. But if it is going to be restricted to the big names, yeah, not for me.
And I'll just throw in, with any of these, I don't care who it is, pay attention to what their terms are, because there are a dozen different ways to hit you. If you miss the payments or if you stretch it out beyond what the original offer is, I mean, some of the interest rates that are being charged out there right now are insane. And I just plead with people, check your credit card statements and watch out for those. They're not even little gotchas; they're big gotchas.
Yeah, here's the scary part of this, not for me, but I think for consumers. The idea that now you can do phones 24-month terms with iPhone and Apple Watch, 36-month for iPad and for Mac. If you are on a term payment and your phone and you're like, okay, I'm going to save money. I'm not going to do the AppleCare or the AppleCare theft and loss. And something terrible happens to your phone, you've got a brick you're paying for another 23 months. That there's nothing you can do. And I think that's a tragedy, because people want to have their phones,
right?
And they probably think, I can handle this payment over this month. But if you are handling that payment and you still don't have a functional phone because it's been stolen or effectively destroyed, I just think it creates a bigger gap between those that can and those that can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's we'll see what happens once everything is officially started and announced, and we'll get the layout of the lay of the land of what's going to happen with this. So, let's talk a little bit about Claude. Claude Code can now build and test iOS apps in Apple's simulator. Anthropic released that this week. Code for desktop, for Claude for Code for desktop, which has been updated to work with the iOS simulator with integration available in public beta. Claude Code can open in-progress apps in the iOS simulator pane when it's instructed to build, run, or check an app. Claude can also watch the iOS simulator live as it runs, interact with it, and then iterate until a project is finished. Developers can continue to use the simulator as Claude works. The pane in Claude Code drives the simulator directly, and it does not need computer use, which lets Claude control the screen in a way a person would. With direct access, it works without the macOS accessibility and screen recording permissions required for computer use. And then Claude's screenshots of a device in an iOS simulator is sent to Anthropic so to keep per standard conversations retention settings. And Anthropic suggests that users not sign into real accounts with the device.
This is the summer project for me, and summer's about over. Marty, I got about a month before I have to return to. I got to be at the office.
Development?
And I think I finally came up with an idea for an app. It's simple. But this gives me even more reason to want to try and play with Claude Code and see what I can develop by vibe coding. And I'll send the results out to all of you, and it will ask you to put things into your terminal on my behalf.
Chuck, can I borrow your computer?
Marty, I will offer one caution about vibe coding. Be real careful. It is addictive. I almost missed the show tonight because I was working on an app, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, it's time. I got to go. I don't want to go, but I got to go. So it really sucks you in. And one of the big problems is once you successfully code one or two, then all of a sudden it's like I can see all these things that I could do with it, and it's terrific. If you're using it right, but boy, it can be a big time suck. But I'm loving it.
Yeah, my issue was coming up with a product. Now I haven't come up with a great product for an app, but I do have something I think that's doable, and it'll get me in the doorway with this.
Where I'm doing it is Ecamm, which is the software a lot of us use to record, will allow you to put an HTML block.
Good.
We're here, right? You can put an HTML block into your overlay screen, which means I could have something like
we're using it here right now.
Topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, some sort of a nice animated thing. So I'm working on vibe coding an HTML block for Ecamm.
Very cool.
Just a bunch of geeks.
I'm coming up with a method to steal money from people who don't know any better.
Wow.
We are
putting it to good use.
That is true.
Wow.
Transitions right through that one.
Yeah.
A couple other topics here. I'm moving on. Apple Sports app has been updated with additional soccer leagues following the FIFA 2026 FIFA World Cup. Apple did update the Sports app with support with additional soccer leagues in Asia and Europe, plus the ability to see formations across the most soccer leagues. It just one day after the Cup final had just concluded with Spain beating Argentina. The leagues are going to be in Belgium, Denmark, the Netherlands, Japan, Poland, Scotland, and Switzerland. The app it will have these formations across most soccer leagues, making it easier to see the starting lineups and see the match. It's still only iPhone only, interestingly enough. This is version 4.2. So it's a very well designed app, and I use it to check things once in a while. But since I follow the Cubs. I'm probably in the MLB app more than I.
Yeah. I have other teams that I check, so I jump to see what's going on with it in the Sports app. This is going to be more important to international users of the iPhone and of the app than I think it's going to be of domestic. We already have quite good coverage with MLS. With Apple already. So adding these leagues, I think, are going to, I was going to say you're looking at a lot of European kind of places there, Denmark, Belgium, Netherlands, Poland, Eastern European. So that will appeal to that group if the EU lets us do it.
Right.
If they're not including all the games from Ted Lasso episodes, they're absolutely failing.
Did you see Ted Lasso at the halftime? I was going to ask this to Jeff, but I realized it's a sports-related question.
Soon enough,
Ted Lasso and the halftime at FIFA. I thought it was a little why, but
Well, that's the only reason I didn't watch, because I felt like it was just going to be too commercial.
Well, let's
I
face
said that
it.
with a straight face.
Yeah. What's Let's face it. Ted Lasso has greatly improved or increased the interest of soccer/football in the U.S. So, in a lot of ways, it makes perfect sense. It made a lot more sense than having Justin Bieber there.
Yeah, him introducing Justin Bieber. A little weird. Those Venn diagrams don't really connect very well, Justin Bieber and Ted Lasso.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's. Yeah. So let's go on the next topic here real quick. AppleCare One is now even more valuable with the monthly annual prices of AppleCare Plus and for Macs and iPads receiving a slight increase this past week as we record. The AppleCare One continues to start at $19.99 per month for making it a multi-device plan even more valuable because it was launched in a year ago, 2025, and it allows you to cover up to 3 devices as part of that single price subscription per month. Additional devices can be added for $5.99 each. It's still a pretty good deal. And it does, of course, offer accidental damage, 24/7 priority support, theft and loss protection for the iPhone, the iPad, and the Apple Watch. So if you have a 17 Pro, a MacBook Air with the M5 chip, and an iPad mini with the A17 Pro chip, for example, plans with theft and loss coverage, Apple could cost up to $26.97 a month, as well as, so this is only $19.99. So anybody,
Yeah.
I decided to go on this plan.
I
I have 3 of my devices on there. And what, anybody else using this?
I am overcovered at this point. And I basically,
besides 3?
oh yeah, it's a new device. Let me go ahead and cover it. Here's I have to do an audit because all those additional devices don't help me, and I treat my devices really well. So historically, I've never broken one, shattered a screen, anything like that. I do have a family plan, and I probably should cut out some of the devices I cover because I treat them well, and they historically have not gotten broken. But my wife, my son, my daughter's devices, yeah, I'm going to keep them Apple cared, and cut some of the ones that I have covered with the audit.
Anyone with a Vision Pro, the plan is worth it right away because just covering the Vision Pro, and then anything else is just icing on the cake.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. When I bought my Vision Pro, I bought,
and you can trade in too.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, buy out and give you credits for the remainder on your plan.
Came out 2 years ago.
But you can't cover 2 Apple Vision Pros under one plan,
right? Yeah, I could do that.
Ask me how I know. Yeah.
You tried. Yeah. You're the only one here that has both. So let's go ahead and we'll move on to the news for this week. Apple is testing a new live notes feature at the Genius Bar. They have a new AI-powered live notes feature that can transcribe conversations between Genius Bar employees and customers at some of the stores, according to from Bloomberg and Mark Gurman. The system is currently opt-in, meaning it's only active if both the employee and customer agree to use it. Transcript is then added to the employee's iPad as part of the record of the repair session. And the goal is to save workers time and let them focus more on the
I wished I would have had it when I worked for support for Microsoft, because you could get it, because how many times do people walk away from experiences like that going, what did the person say again? Don't put the cup in the CD-ROM. Wait, what was it they said? But if they got a thing, that'd be nice. I think it's great.
Here's the hidden value of that. Apple will get smarter at doing repairs because they're running all this stuff through AI. So as new issues come up or repeated issues come up that are new for whoever the genius is, they'll have data to draw from on how to be able to fix and what to check. The customer also gets a win. It's a win-win on that end for the customer for the kind of things that Jill said, and the idea that they'll walk away with some understanding of what they should or shouldn't do in terms of their device. So, yeah, I think it's and one could say, well, it's just a sneaky way to determine whether their Genius Bar people are geniuses or not. I have a tendency to be a little more Pollyannish on it and think this will improve service at the Genius Bar.
I'm with Marty. If I need a Genius Bar appointment, something has gone horribly wrong. And when I'm telling them what the issue is, unless it's replace a battery in this phone, something straightforward like that, they need to have the notes correct. And the number of times that the notes are wrong because they misunderstood something I said, or they were just having to go so fast, they didn't type it right. I mean, it's surprising how often it happens. And I'm not bagging on the Genius Bar people because they're doing the best they can. And we're all humans. So stuff gets lost in translation. Having it just transcribed directly, that's going to remove so many of those potential errors. I think this is great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is one of those things where get over your discomfort of being recorded.
Yeah,
because this can be really useful for you and for them, and benefit everybody.
Yeah, I picture myself going into the Genius Bar when this is functional, where I am, and when they say describe the problem, I'm just going to say, hold on, let's put the iPad right in front of me, and I'm going to dictate it to you. Okay, now you've got it.
No, you know what you should do is say, here, iPad, you tell it what's wrong.
Yeah, I guess
you're my hero, Jill.
I guess people could object and say, hey, I don't want any deep fakes of me looking stupid out there. In my case, you don't need to make deep fakes of me looking stupid. I do it plenty well in reality.
Same.
That you don't have to fake it.
Are you saying anything would be an improvement, Marty? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah.
I do like that the employee and the customer both have to agree to turn this on.
Yes.
I worry a little bit that this could get misused and turned into a way to evaluate employees as to whether or not they're offering up, descriptions of additional AppleCare or upsells on something else. And I don't want it to then pressure them to always upsell me whenever I'm in the store. Right now, they're pretty good at reading the room, saying, yep, you already have most of the stuff. We're not going to run through all of the things you can add and just leave it alone. And for accuracy of what I'm saying, that would be nice, as long as it doesn't turn into a weird, employees have to parrot the script.
They just look at Marty and go, oh, you own everything. Okay, well, just go in peace.
Yeah. And it's all new, too. It's not, iPhone 8.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. And then we got one last story here before we get into our things found this week. The morning show is going to do a 5th and final season next year. Apple did announce this today. The morning show will return to Apple TV for its 5th and final season to be released some point in 2027. That's what if anybody remembers correctly, it was 2019 when Apple TV, well, at that time was Apple TV Plus, was released. It was just starting its streaming service, and the morning show was one of the first shows. So you remember that we were all excited to watch a show on Apple TV Plus, right? But not everybody liked the show. But I actually like it. It was very good, and of course it went through the pandemic, and we got to watch a lot of topics related to that, and really good show with Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, Mark Duplass, and many others that have been on there for years. Steve Carell was on it at one point, the first season. So it's a good show. It's going to be out. Late 2027. But hey, we got to focus on Ted Lasso. That's coming out next month, so I can't wait for that one. So let's go ahead and
I will offer this.
So
I started to watch it just because, like you said, Dave, it was going to be sort of a tentpole show for Apple TV. Or Apple TV Plus then, now Apple TV. And I was surprised at how quickly it sucked me in because the writing was really good. There was the one season that felt like, might have been a little off according to some people. There have been times that it sort of lost its realism, other times that there were a couple specific things that I can't talk about without doing spoilers that just really made you go, whoa. And so, in my opinion, it's worth the time, even for the few slow episodes. It is enjoyable. Nothing deep. It's just enjoyable.
It is.
I made it through the first season.
Yeah, I quit somewhere.
Yeah, I would agree.
I guess we're at the point now where it's probably okay for me to start watching it because I know
had enough.
They're not going to pull a Netflix and drop it with a cliffhanger.
No.
Today.
Oh.
No.
It's out.
I have to go.
Well.
No.
Again, Star
it's
Trek
good.
New Worlds is tomorrow. Don't forget.
Yes, you need to do that.
It's already out? Oh my God. I got to go. I better go watch this. I'm going to download it so I have it on the flight.
4. Episode 1.
Yeah. All right. So, Stranger Worlds, go see it. This is season 3 or 4? 4. That's right. All right.
Oh,
so
well.
let's move on to the things we found this week. And Jeff,
all right.
I just bought this last week.
My thing that I found is a really great app, and it is cross-platform, called What Cable. And it addresses an issue that really annoys me, which is how do I know what any cable is actually capable of when I plug it into my Mac? And What Cable tells you that. Like you get as much detail as the app can possibly suck out of the cable. And it tells you what's connected to the cable, what port the cable's plugged into, so you get just super great detail about every single cable. So this is also a good way to know if whatever technical issue you're having is related to a faulty cable. Or if the cable you're using doesn't have the bandwidth that you thought it did, which happens a lot. And you can use it for free. And the free version, it will do pretty much everything that most people need. There are the people that operate on a much higher level, like Dave, who just had to pay for it because I mean I've seen Dave's desk. I understand why you needed to pay for this. But the point is, for most people, the free version is going to give you exactly what you need. And I like that you can have a fully functional app for free, and it's just the next level tech stuff that you would pay for if that's something you need.
Will it do audio? Like tell you if it's possible to carry a mic?
Well, hold on. Let's see what it's telling me about my microphone right now, because it's connected through USB. Let's see. It's oh, okay. Well, I clearly need a different cable for mine because the cable I'm using does not have an eMarker chip in it. Let's see. So Yeah, what it's telling me is that that what I have is capable of the full speed, which would be 12 megabits per second, that my Rode Podcaster is capable of doing. And yeah. So
I'll check into it. Thank you.
Yeah. So now I want to plug a different cable in, and
no, don't.
It's it may be that that one of the issues that I've had with this microphone all these years is because of the cable I'm using, and I didn't realize till just now, because I've never been able to plug this mic into my dock. I've always had to plug it directly into a port on my Mac, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So I need to pull out another cable, test it, and see if maybe that's my problem.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I want to.
Well, I have this because this is that cable tester here that does it too. I love this thing. Yeah. Yeah. So this cable is USB 3.2 and it has power delivery across all standards.
So my app, let me get the exact name here, is called Air Quality.
Right. Jill, what is your app?
Let me get it on here. So it's IQ Air.
I love this app.
Yeah. And I was looking for a good app to do a couple of different things. Is once I do have asthma, and so I was conscious of the bad air quality we were having. But this has a really nice widget in it. So I can put it on my stack of things and I can cycle through and see. Not only does it have that, but it will have a forecast. So I can say, oh, you know what, Saturday, that's when the air quality goes start downhill again. And then you can also, if you sign up for an account, set up warnings that says, this is my threshold. Let me know when it's getting worse or when it's getting better. And I'm delighted with it because we are having smoke from fires. And I would just love to know, like today, woke up, knew it was cool, knew the air quality was going to be good, planned on mowing. So I like being able to plan with it too.
Jill, I am so with you on this app. I've been using it for years, and I do live in a place where wildfire smoke is very common. Yeah, and I love having the IQ Air widget on my watch. So I just look at my wrist, like it's one of my standard ones on here.
Oh, good idea.
And I can just look at my wrist and it'd be like, oh, yep. Okay, right now the AQI is 46. So looks like it's improved.
Yeah.
And it's free.
And it's,
I usually keep my backgrounds on my monitors jet black,
Marty,
just because it reduces stuff coming up on my glasses, and when I'm doing podcasts, there's not a lot of glare. But I ran into this week. It's called Wallset, and the link is in the show notes for it. It is kind of a nice little wallpaper app where you can do a variety of things. Of course, you can pull wallpapers that you already have. You've defined the folder you're going to store them in. And from there, you can also add collections. You can go out on the web and find different wallpapers. It's free, but the in-app purchase is $8, and it's not a subscription. And what it gives you is you can browse and download wallpapers online. You can do custom transitions if you want to do that, slide, zoom, or wipe. And you can also take from multi-monitor to apply it to single screen. So if you want different wallpapers on different screens, you can do that. So I've just been away from wallpapers for a while, and this came up. And looking at some of the new Mac apps, and I thought this looks like fun. So I'm tossing that out there just to add a little background to your life. Yeah, I went ahead. First, I had to find out what the Pro version was and what it entitled, and then I went ahead and just got the Pro version, and we'll use it. We'll start to look for things to download, and I want to play with the multiple screen options with it and see what happens with it there.
Nice. Very cool. All right. And then my pick. This is a dock I've had for a while now, and Kensington makes some pretty good docks. Been using this at work. I've also got one here at home. Prices come way down on this one. It was originally, I think when it came out, it was like around $260, $270, down to $219.99. It's a Thunderbolt 5 dock, which is awesome because the older docks tend to be a little slower. It works with all the MacBooks through the M1 and the M5 and Windows. And it has lots of great amounts of ports. There's 3 USB type ports, which are all Thunderbolt on the back, and you also have one on the front, and then plus, of course, the connector that goes right to the computer. You got SD card readers, the micro and the regular SD cards. It's got USB-A port on the front for a keyboard, and then you also have a couple of USB-A ports on the back. Good solid build. I mean, it's a really you feel it's really solid. Again, of course, these docks still have to have those giant bricks, so you got to tuck them away somewhere in the back. But it's at a good price now, $219.99. And with me, as crazy as I am, is my obsession with docks. I've got one that I got from work, one I purchased myself, and I said, you know what, let me put this one over here as a daisy chain. So we got docks everywhere. But this one is one of the better ones that Kensington's made.
Yeah, I do. This is SetApp and MacPaw. This is NA.
All right. And
it's
Chuck,
in beta
have
right now, but it's their version of an on-device AI or assistant. And I've installed this for a while. I haven't had a chance to play with it. I just started playing with it this week, and I've been quite surprised at just what it can do. I've thrown some summaries at it, requesting summaries of transcripts of macOS shows as tests, and it's pretty darn good. It stacks up really well with against like using Claude or ChatGPT. I've connected a calendar to it to see how that can work, and also have been letting it track some of the things that I do from a file management standpoint. And I'll report on it eventually. But yeah, I would tell you, this is worth checking out, especially if you're a SetApp subscriber. And if you're not, why not? You're missing out. But yeah, sign up. You'll have to go through a subscription process, but it's basically for $0. So you just walk through it. At some point, I'm, obviously going to have to start charging for it. I doubt that it can continue to be part of SetApp itself. But for right now, the beta is in there. The beta is free. I also have a link in there if you want to sign up directly. But yeah, this really is giving me a good feeling about some of the on-device AI things. And if you've heard the podcasts I did with them from WWDC, you'll know that they're taking a bit different approach to AI from a developer perspective and trying to provide developers with AI capabilities from MacPaw as opposed to going with some of the others. So they're just doing a lot of really interesting things. This is the first one of their projects, and I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah.
And you can't beat SetApp. SetApp's awesome. And they do sell credits for AI through SetApp too. So if you were using any of the AI tools, I've got 300 credits right now, and haven't used them all up yet. But yeah, this is a great little tool, and highly recommend that you get the SetApp. SetApp is just absolutely amazing. Support MacPaw. They're a great company. We'll have a link in the show notes right directly to SetApp as well, so you can check them out as well. So.
No,
that's great.
Not yet.
Great pick.
I'm getting closer all the time.
Is everybody here on SetApp?
Just like Chuck's getting closer to buying that Vision Pro.
You don't. Okay.
No, Eric's a lot closer.
It's important to know that they make university deals. So if you are associated with a university, you can get it through some. I don't know all, but my university has a SetApp deal. So, yeah. Check it out.
Nice. It's a good discount. Okay. Well, check that out too.
Well,
associated with a university.
So I have a tendency to prop my phone up in weird places that are not safe for a phone. like, oh, I just need it a little bit higher, and then so this is a connector that goes on the back of a phone, but there's suction cups underneath it. So if you're cooking in the kitchen, you got a stainless steel counter, you slap it down on that and that doesn't go anywhere, yet your phone can be right near the edge and not fall over. But it's a rotating one, so you can rotate it around, close it flat, and then there is a ring that sticks out for people who like to hold their phone up with, a finger holding balance. And it is stronger than I thought. MagSafe. So if you don't want it on the back of your phone or you're charging your phone, fine. Otherwise, plop it back on. It's there. Works really, really well. It's strong enough that you can, just stick it out like this and nice. And use it to prop your phone up to watch a movie. So nice and flexible, really, really sturdy. It's metal, not plastic. But it's the suction cup thing that's the big thing. Stick your phone, suction cup it to the top of your car because, you're standing on the side of a cliff and you want to, get your last report in quick before it starts pouring. Works perfectly.
Could you suction cup it to your forehead and then walk around with the video recording, so as you walked up to people, they would see themselves being recorded?
This is a good idea.
No, but it does suction cup to a hat.
Oh.
That's a start.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because the hat, you're wandering around, you get a little bit stressed, a little bit of sweat, and it slides off.
Right.
But a hat sticks right there. Works really well.
Eric, when you fold it down, how flat does it go? I mean, it looks pretty flat. That's pretty flat.
All right.
That's pretty flat.
Yeah. It's too thick. So if you want to charge, it's going to come off.
MagSafe station with it on, or do you have to take it off?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's really what it is. Pop socket, but it has it.
Kind of like a pop socket. Okay.
Yeah.
I've tried. Cool. I've tried these.
So works really well. And if you have to get a replacement case, really Smartish on a bunch of their cases are doing a 2-for-1 deal right now. Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep. Nice. So, all right. Great. Thanks for all your picks this week. That was great. We got some spending and shopping to do.
How about on my blog, jeffgamet.com and freshfruittales.com, and then Jay Gamet on all the social medias, and except for LinkedIn, Jeff Gamet there, and then for shows. Tuesdays on Chuck's Mac Voices Live, here with you on In Touch with iOS on Thursdays. Brian Chaffin and I do The Context Machine. Patrice Brendamore and I do Retro Rewatch. And then a bunch of us do the Tech Hangout on Friday mornings.
Yeah. Well, for demoing, it was easier not to have the background.
Eric Bolden, thank you for being here.
I can be found on Mastodon at eabolden at mes.to. Otherwise, Sundays on the Neo Notebook, Mondays on Vision Profiles, Tuesdays, Mac Voices Live, and rounding out the perfect week with In Touch with iOS on Thursday.
Thanks for having me, Dave. It's always a kind of nice slide into the weekend. Find me or connect with me at Jencius, Jencius, on any of the socials, but primarily Mastodon and Blue Sky. Some of the projects and some of the websites and some of the podcasts have already been mentioned, but you can find out about all of those podcasts at thepodtalk.net.
Excellent.
Hey, thank you for having me, Dave. And Marty, by the way, I'm the only one, I think, judging by the panel's reaction, that got your pun when you did your pick. It was very subtle. I liked it.
I'm not sure I got it.
That's really subtle.
That's really subtle. MacVoices.com. That's where you'll find everything from me. Yes, starting to release some of the MacStock interviews we shot. Not a lot of them, but we shot a few. And also doing a lot of playing with different things. Thank you, Mike Schmitz, for introducing me to way too many things I need to change. On the socials, you can find me as at Chuck Joyner, and see you on the live show Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/MacVoicesTV. Thanks, Dave.
Well, I have a podcast, Small Steps with AI, which is about how to get involved in AI, all sorts of different easy use cases to just get, if you're new to it, you don't know where to start, or just things to do around the house. When you're not vibe coding, you can do regular, normal things. And you can find everything I do at jillfromthenorthwoods.com. Thanks for having me here.
Great, thank you. I will mention, Chuck, your thumbnails are looking awesome. Great, well, that you learned well from Mike. I gotta go back, and I don't have good notes. I was bad at taking notes, but I got to start doing that too. That looks really good. So, all right. With that, let's go ahead and wrap up for this week. That's a wrap for this week. Please send your comments, questions, and suggestions to our email address, which is feedback@intouchwithios.com. You can follow us on Blue Sky and Mastodon at InTouchWithIOS. Support the show. Buy me a coffee at intouchwithios.com/coffee. We'd really appreciate it. You can become a patron of the show by going to patreon.com/IntouchWithIOS. We have 2 tiers available to support the show. We really appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you're notified when we're live streaming, which is Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/InTouchWithIOS. It was great to see Witherbucket. Webb was there, Webb Bixby, and Brian was there as well, and many others. But you can go there and be able to watch the current and past live streams, as well as listen to past shows. Subscribe to the show in your favorite podcatcher, which would be including Pocket Casts, Overcast, Apple Podcasts, and many others. But better yet, go to our website, intouchwithios.com. All the links to listen to the episodes are there on that site. I am David Ginsburg, and you can find me on the following podcasts, which is a Neo Notebook on Sundays, Vision Profiles on Mondays, Tuesday nights on Mac Voices Live, Thursdays here at In Touch with iOS, and Fridays on the Tech Hangout. And on social medias, I am on a new Mastodon and Blue Sky. It's now at Dave Ginsburg at mastodon.social, as well as on Blue Sky at Dave Ginsburg as well. So with that, thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate you doing and spending your time with us with this show. And we'll talk to you.